Hello student, today's class is very important because in this class we will learn about shading. Okay, so for shading very important part is the light, and without light we cannot see any object in nature, and when some light is coming from any angle we can see some shaded area on. Okay, now in this page we can see that light affect some points. First one is the center light, second one is the highlight, third one is the half tone, fourth one is core shadow, fifth one is reflected light, sixth one is cast shadow, seventh one is occlusion shadow. Now we are doing all the shading on another page on some object. Let's start some drawing. Okay, now on this page we are going to draw some circle. With pencil only we will try to do, don't use any pen and any other thing. You just try to use your drawing pencil. Now with 2B pencil I just draw one simple circle. Student, you can see I not draw one single line with the pencil, very lightly you just try to draw one circle on the page. Okay, now this is one baseline, so you can understand this line means this circle is on the table. So now we can see this circle is not a 3D effect, it is one 2D effect circle. First we decide from which angle light is coming on this object. So you just imagine this is the light source. Here is the light. Now with the 2B pencil I just start one circle. No need to use any compass or anything for making this circle. You just try to do with free hand this circle. Now you just decide from which angle light will come. Here is the one line, this baseline. Now just think light is coming from here. This is the light source. So if light is here, then main thing is from the edge of the circle you can see this is the focus. and here we can see that shadow will create just bottom of that object. You can see that shadow. Okay, now I'm using 6B pencil. For shading. Light is coming from this angle, so this much area is called center light, means light total focus on this area. That's why this much area is called center area. Now second point was that highlight area. Light is coming from directly here, so we can see this highlight area, and half tone and foreshadow area. So let's start some shading on this. Now I'm going to make it 2D to 3D. This much area we can see proper light, and another half we cannot see the proper light. That's why this part will be dark. I just think it is one solid wall, wooden wall. So according to the shading, you have to create some volume of the object. This part is totally dark, means foreshadow area is this part. That's why this area we can see more dark. And this light area means center light area will be light, and with the half tone we have to mix this two part, means center light and core shadow area we will mix with the half tone. very softly. You have to control your hand pressure also. Don't give too much pressure all the part of this all on the object, because some area we need very dark, some area no need any dark shadow. That's why you have to control your pressure, and we can see that 3D effect will become. It also mid tone, means half tone. With the half tone I just try to mix that center light area and core shadow area. With the 6B pencil, I'm using 6B pencil for making this core shadow area. So in this picture I already create that center light, means this area is center light and this area is highlight. This area is highlight and half tone is this one. This part is called half tones, and this dark area is core shadow. Core shadow. So first one is center light area, we already create. Highlight area also we can see in this picture, and a half tone area means core shadow, and center light when we mix with some medium tone, that is called half tone area also we can see in this picture. Now next is the reflected light, means some reflection we can see some reflection here till we can see that light is coming till the edge of the object. So this angle we can see some shadow. This angle we can see some shadow, means this much part is very dark. Core shadow area is dark, and after core shadow also we can see some light effect. That light effect area is reflected light. Some reflection also we can see on that ball. That's why this much part also will be little bit lighter. down part the circle, we can see that light, some shadow. You have to follow how I hold this pencil. I'm not using that hatching technique on that. This is gradation technique for shading. Okay, now in this ball you can see some line, some dark line. Will be create here. That is occlusion shadow. Here is totally dark area. One very dark area we can see after the reflection shadow. That is occlusion shadow. Because this area total light is blocked with the object. This light source is coming from here. For this object, this much part is totally blocked. That's why this area is called occlusion shadow. Now here is the cast shadow area. This much part is totally dark. To light. When we will do some shading, we always remember 3-tone is very important: dark, medium and light. So I already applied this technique for this ball, for this object. Some area light source is not able to come, that's why we can see this shadow. It is called cast shadow. Here also we can see the technique 3-step: dark, medium, light. Okay, now it is cast shadow, and this part is occlusion shadow. Area should be dark because we cannot see any light source. For this object we cannot see any light. In this area, that's why it is very dark. So I already created some picture, so like that we can make one 2D circle in 3D ball with help of your tone shadow. Okay, so this area is called cast shadow, and this dark part, dark area is called, I already mentioned previously, this line here we can see this line, this is occlusion shadow, and here we can see this light is reflect from here, this angle, and this light is reflect from here also. It is reflected light, because we cannot see any source light from this angle, but for this light only, this light is coming from this angle and it will create one reflection, and for this reflection we can see this shadow. Okay, so thank you student, try to do like that object drawing, small object drawing, and this all are very important. Again I repeat again, number 1 is the center light, number 1 is the center light, number 2 is the highlight, number 2 is the highlight area. That particular area we cannot see any shadow because for this light. Okay, number 3 is half tone. Half tone means this core shadow area will mix with the center light area. This much area we can see one light tone, it is called half tone area, and shadow also. Okay, and this is center shadow, means we can see main shaded area on that wall. Okay, it is dark place. Okay, this is half tone is the third point, it was the half tone, third point was the half tone, and fourth point is the core shadow area. I think you can see all the arrow. And number 5 is the reflection light. Reflection light is the number 5. Both the side we can see this much area is the reflection light. And cast shadow, for this object we can see some shadow on the table. Here is the baseline, Here we can see some shadow area, that is called cast shadow. For this object we cannot see this much area light prominent, that's why it is called cast shadow. And number 7, number 6 was the cast shadow, number 7 is the occlusion shadow. Number 7 is the occlusion shadow, means just bottom of the ball or object we can see one dark place, because here is no light effect, totally dark light. This line is called, this dark area, dark line is called occlusion shadow. So thank you student, you also take one small piece of paper and with your 6B, 4B and 2B pencil, use your pencils and try to do this object. Thank you.